Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California's sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Hey, what's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out.
Say my name.
DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
It's your girl, Miss Connie, coming to you every Wednesday at 5 p.m., discussing the levels of intimacy. What's your naked truth? Stay tuned in to stay turned on. See you at 5. This is Miss Connie from Levels of Intimacy. You're tuned in to Hot 702.5 FM.
E-Class Consulting. It's owned and operated by E. Carice, providing tools, training, and resources that are sure to make you and your business even more successful. We are staffed with a marketing, credit, tax, and a real estate consultant. E-Class Consulting also provides a temporary admin service called E-Class Admins. Want to book an appointment with E-Class Consulting? Call 702-518-3002 or email book@eclassconsulting.com. E-Class Consulting, navigating you to greatness.
We good? Are we live? What's up, world? Once again, it's your girl, Miss Connie LV, and this is Levels of Intimacy, the Naked Truth. Yes, it is that hour of the day, the happiest hour, where we go in and we turn it on. So make sure everyone has their beverage of a choice this evening. I myself have water. Yes, because we got to prep for these holidays and these holiday shows. They're coming up, everyone. And we will discuss that current events coming up here later in the show. And always remember, if you would like to engage in any level of the conversation or ask me or my guest a question, feel free to call in at 702-551-5261. Yes, let's get into it. And make sure you copy, paste, follow, share, leave a comment, do something. Support your girl. Support me. I'm out here trying to get the information out to you guys. And today, I'm not going to even do that alone. I have a special guest in the house. I'm so excited to bring him in. But before we do that, we definitely always like to start the hour out by just saying that our prayers and concerns are definitely, listen, Jamaica. Okay. If you on vacation, if you live there, if you're from there, if somebody over there, you can't get in contact with them, baby, we sending prayer warriors over to you. Haiti, Cuba, everything that's been impacted by the waters. Listen, God do not play. He is sweeping and mopping out here. Get this mess up out the way. Once again, let's bring it back in. I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV. Make sure you click, copy, subscribe, and follow me. So let's talk about what's going on in the community. Okay. And my guest, Mr. Richard Phipps, I have him in the house, the founder of MISSCONNIELV-THE. How are you this evening?
Awesome, young lady. Awesome.
Yes. Thank you so much for gracing your face in the place. So before I get started and on questions, tell the community a little bit about yourself.
So speaking of Jamaica, I came from a fellow island in the Caribbean, Barbados.
Okay.
And I'll start out with a quick story. I always wanted to travel and to fly. And in my younger years, about 18, coming out of high school, I would go to the airline, and I'm going to date myself in some way. Okay. Because this was when Pan American Airlines was still flying, and when Eastern and was still flying. And I would go to the airport and try to connect to some of the beautiful stewardesses as they were known then.
Okay.
And I used to go there so often that after a while, the young ladies would tell each other, "Don't pay him any mind. He's a flirt."
Oh, Lord.
And all God knows, I was trying to get a connection to do some flying, because they said back then they could fly, but they didn't have money to pay for the hotels.
So you're the reason they created TSA. Don't let him pass the gate if he's not buying a ticket and getting on the plane.
I'm trying to get a move on.
You're the reason they stepped up security. So, okay, you say you're from Barbados. When did you leave Barbados and come over to where?
Well, that's another joke to start with, because the recruiter told my mother, who was nursing in Boston, listen, I can get your son into Harvard. And she bought that hook, line, and sinker.
Okay.
They didn't consult with anybody.
Okay.
And next thing you know, I was in Boston trying to figure out what I was doing there.
Okay.
And I said to the recruiter when she introduced me, I said, "So when am I going into Harvard?" He said, "No, there's a little path before Harvard. You have to do a little time in the Air Force."
Oh, Jesus.
And when he said a little time, I felt like, no, I'm not a convict. I'm not going there. What do you mean a little time?
Right.
And then they gave me the details. And being a young Caribbean man at the time, I want to say boy, because, you don't grow up down there. As long as your mother and your father's alive, you're a boy. Mm-hmm. So bottom line is, Ma told me I had to follow the journey, so I joined the Air Force. And it was a pretty exciting stint.
Okay.
And we got to do some traveling, and that's how come I wound up in Vegas some years ago.
Okay. So now let's just get down to the nitty gritty, because this is the naked truth, So I want to ask you a few quick questions, and you give me the answers, and we'll follow from there. So, married or single?
Married.
Children?
Lots of them. I have 8 daughters, and I had 2 sons. I lost one to gun violence. He was trying to stop 2 young men from killing each other, and they killed him instead.
Oh, my God.
Arguing over stepping on somebody's shoes.
Where was that?
That was at a nightclub in Boston.
Okay, in Boston.
Cambridge, actually.
Okay, so a total of, I'm sorry, what was the total?
I had 10. I have 9 left.
Okay. All right. How many grandchildren?
18.
What?
Well, I didn't play around. I didn't have time.
You did.
And they apparently.
I think you did play.
They apparently don't have time to play either. They're coming faster than I can count.
Hence, this is why we have Mattapan Community Development, because you developing throughout the community. So we got to get some housing. So explain to us how you come about creating this organization, and how that tied into your backstory. Because most of the time businesses are built on our own lives experiences or losses or lessons,
Okay, so and that is a very unique story. I wasn't actually the founder. It was founded back in 1979, was when I was still but a boy.
Okay.
And I had several iterations under different leaders. And then a wonderful young man, a senator that I knew, Senator Owens, attempted in the late so I wouldn't say the early 2000s, to revitalize the organization. And then he became ill. And as part of that, he left it in the charge of a young lady by the name of Chinwe Igwebe-Lane. She was Nigerian. And he suggested to her that I would be a good helper because I'm in the real estate arena. And development was part of what they did.
Okay.
So she sort of had a conversation with me, and then he had a conversation with me, and he was the linchpin because he was very persuasive. His name was William Owens, Senator Bill Owens, rest his soul.
Okay.
He asked if I would help the organization, and by that help, he meant taking the helm. And I said, man, but I'm running a business already and it's eating me up. And my kids and my wife are telling me I'm working too much. He said, that's why I'm asking you. You ask a person that's busy doing things to get things done. I was like, oh, my goodness.
Yeah. And you had a whole board.
Yeah.
With all the kids, huh?
With all the kids, huh?
Right. Yeah.
I couldn't find a good comeback from that.
Yes. Hey, let's do this. Either we playing sports or we building businesses. Something is happening. A legacy is being created here.
Yeah.
Okay. So so you weren't the founder, but you were into real estate.
Yeah.
Hence, they brought you in on this nonprofit organization, correct?
Yes.
Because it's always been a 501c3.
It has always.
Yes. And so how long have you held that role within the organization?
Well, I've held the role since 2021.
Okay.
And I think if you stay in any role long enough, you lose your effectiveness. But the folks at Mattapan CD does not seem to think that's going to happen. So although I've tried to share the role on one occasion in the past, they said, you're doing such a good job. We don't want to interrupt your run, so stick with it. And I thought they meant something else, but I was.
And here we go on our whole introduction. So, okay, so you've held this role for 4 years. Yeah. You and I met. So how did you come across me? I always like to ask my guests, people want to know, how in the world do you know Connie? So Connie, how do you know Connie, Richard?
I'm glad I've come to know you. But I had two of my virtual assistants looking for promoters in the Las Vegas area because I head up two organizations. One is Urban Sites Housing and Economic Development Corporation, which really I was responsible for since as early as 2002, I believe.
Okay.
And continue to be responsible for that organization.
Okay.
So I'm really cool providing some leadership to both. When I asked my VAs to help me to find a promoter in Vegas, because we've been working on this program for some time. We had some shuffling first in the Boston area with the Berklee School of Music in Boston, and that they preempted our program on a couple of occasions because the school it has priority over any entertainment. So we wound up, the entertainers were from Vegas, most of them. So the entertainers suggested that it was such a unique program and a cause for fundraising, for housing, and that Vegas has most of the cities across the country have experiencing a housing crunch for affordable housing. If you're making $250,000 a year, no problem. You can find a house anywhere. And I wasn't trying to rhyme, but it sounded, I heard it in my ears.
Okay.
But if you're making 30, 40, 50,000, which is, up to 80,000, most of brothers and sisters in the communities, and when I say that, I'm talking about Black and brown people, they don't make the sort of money that will allow them to have the same experience as one making $250,000 a year. So there's a great need for affordable housing, and that's usually subsidized by the federal government, the states, et cetera, et cetera. And our recent experience, although I don't dabble really don't get to the politics, but our recent experience with leadership and their approach to affordable housing is even increasing the demand, creating such a dire need because they're removing the resources that fund affordable houses in many ways and making it almost impossible if you lose a subsidy to get it back. So there's a lot of pressure on the housing market, especially for affordable housing. And that's where I've spent many, many years fighting for communities, fighting for affordable housing and the retention of affordable housing in communities.
So how did we come about with the whole promotional event that you and I are collaborating on? I posted a little bit of information about it, but I know, we've been really trying to narrow it down and get everything going, but we're going to start to hyper promote the event, the tribute to the Temptations, featuring Grady Harrell's fabulous band and Pat Braxton with the Memphis Stew Blues. So being in this organization, how did you, what made you bring these two things together,
So we needed to do some fundraising in order to get to a level, because even with institutions nowadays, the banks, the title companies that we used to look to for support, they still support, but not at the level that we once experienced. It was not unusual, and I'm not going to name any institutions, but it was not unusual for any of our major banking institutions. I mean, nationwide banking institutions, to write a check for $250,000 for a housing event, or to promote housing, or to enable families in the neighborhood that were buying houses to be able to get down payment assistance. Because one of the problems we have is, I'm going to say, black folks don't save money. They ain't got enough to save.
Yeah.
But we can find ways to help them to save. But usually, just based on what I said earlier, and the level of pay that most of my people get are not sufficient to save. They just have enough to get by. But we still encourage, if it's nothing but 5% of what you earn, to still set aside on a weekly or monthly basis, so that you have some sort of savings over time. And the longer you save, the better it is. But sometimes these lessons don't hit home till people
right, because we planning to go to parties and concerts.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with parties and concerts.
Let me tell you something. We will find a celebration in anything. And just let me pause and definitely just give a little bit of praise to some of the African Americans that are moving in the community who have broken the mold. So just to take a break real quick, Richard, that way you can get you a little bit of water. Yeah. I definitely want to give some homage to Misty Copeland. Okay, she took her last bow this past week here. Like, she was such an exemplary model in the African American community. So shout out to you, Misty. I remember my goddaughter, she just idolized her as a little girl, which she ended up taking ballet. And I haven't followed her like that, but just to watch her journey and hear about her story and how she was with Prince and how Prince collaborated with her, the great late Prince artist, formerly known, whatever, they have so many doggone names, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Purple Rain. Okay.
That's the man.
Yeah, that's the man. And she was saying, like, her first project, like, she was literally in a depression because she was struggling with her finances. So this is why I'm tying this in, because that level of entertainment and art is what saved her and led her to have the career that she's having now. So you're true. That is so true what you're saying as far as community and us culturally in our community. It is a way for us to gather, and when you found me and introduced, I did a lot of research.
Of course you did.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Couldn't
because you done got off the story of how we met. I'm like, I'm
gonna get back there.
Yeah, okay. I just know you called me and I'm like, listen. I'm no nonsense. Like, what's going on? Then I did a little bit of research and I'm like, hey, I don't know if you are ready for me. And you were like, what did you tell me? You said, look, Connie.
You're locked in. You ain't going nowhere.
He was like, no, I can tell by the way you moving. I said, well, listen, A, B, C, D. QSPTZ. Okay, that was it. The scramble, it was over, and here we are. Now we in hyper mode, and just like you said, coming out and celebrating. I bought my mom 2 VIP tickets, created an event for my mother and her friends to come and be celebrated. You know, the Temptations, is very few places you could take the whole family, you know, and listen to music. So creating a event like this and collaborating with your business, your organization, my business, Intimacy, Private and Cozy Events, and of course the pillar in the community, the Fremont Country Club, you know, Ava. Beautiful venue. So I'm just so excited. And I really want to encourage everyone to just grab an elder, grab someone who hasn't been out in a long time. Like you said, let's come together. We have to talk. One thing about being in Vegas, there's a disconnect in the family dynamic. Because most people move here, they're transient, they're by themselves, and they create a community, you know? Mm-hmm. So when we host things like this will be the first of many, and, you know, just create a camaraderie where now, hey, we got you in the building. Are you a homeowner? Do you need resources, you know? So although we're creating a place for them to come and gather and hear music and create a vibe, there is education behind this as well. And this is a charitable event.
Connie, I just wanted to say, you know, we had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of fun talking, but we're really in a space that deals with very serious issues. Mm-hmm. Elderly accommodations.
Yes.
This is just, by the way, right now we're fighting with receivership that's when I said Mattapan CDC, with the receivership in the Boston area that's trying to give that something that was a gift to the community. Mm-hmm. They're trying to sell it off to a company out of New Jersey, just for the money, and it doesn't do anything for the community after they sell it off. Mm. But it's a unique service provided for elderlies now, where they can get health care. And as a whole, Mattapan CDC provides a holistic approach to the community and people in the community, from health to finance to employment to all the issues that concern us as individuals. Mm-hmm. We try to help organize, including entertainment, getting families out of the house. And, you know, I talked to just 2 weeks ago, I was visiting with some elderly folks, which is something I do to encourage them and along the way. And two of them, one 83, a lady, and a gentleman, 86, the lady, and a gentleman 83 said the same thing. I got family, I got daughters, I got granddaughters, none of them come to see me.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
It's crazy. And see, I grew up, my shout out to my mother. I always find a way to say something about her pleasantly. But I grew up doing community service as a child. We would have to go to the nursing home and visit elderly people. And me and my brother would complain like, oh my God, we don't want to go to this place. It stink and this and that. And my mother would always say, one day you're going to get old and you better hope and pray that you don't have to go, you know, be in a place like this where strangers come and visit you, and you'll have your family to come and visit you. And now, being in my 50s, my mother is in her 70s, my stepfather is in his 80s. So I'm from Ohio. When I go home and visit my stepfather, I make sure that I make noise through the whole building. Everybody's name is on the door. I'm like, hey, Helen. They're like, who is that? I'm like, girl, you don't know me, but I just wanted to say, you looking good in there. Keep your head up still. And they know when I come, they say, Mr. Brown, when your daughter coming back? Because these people literally are not having conversations with people. Yeah. And then you have some people that move the elderly in their home, and they're literally couch potatoes or babysitters. They're not taking them anywhere.
They're wasting away.
They're wasting away. It's like we got to celebrate our elders, you know? And I think we have to teach the younger adults how to handle our parents so they can handle us in such a way.
So we got some challenges as individuals and as community leaders, as you are. You know, we got to change the dynamic, because we got the elderly folks that need attention. We got the baby boomers that are looking for quiet space. You got the ones that came after that they don't want to take no responsibility for anything. and we're still trying to teach them. And then you got the next generation. All they know is video games, so you can't even get them out the video games.
That
so,
blue light, boy.
Yeah, we got some work to do, and I hope that together, that you and I and others in the community can help people to wake up, because I believe really that we're being distracted, and we're being distracted for some specific purposes.
Definitely. There's definitely some nonsense going on. But before, we're moving into the half hour of the show, and I want to let my guests and my audience know that although Richard is a really cool guy, he's not just in here chilling with his sunglasses on. I don't think that we disclose the fact that you what do you like to be? I don't like to say disabled. Would you say?
No.
Right.
I'm not disabled. I don't
think you're disabled.
I'm moderately inconvenienced by the absence of sight.
Hey, there you go. Say that one more time.
I'm moderately inconvenienced by the absence of sight.
I love that.
But you give me anything to do, I will do it just as well as I can without eyes. Don't put me behind the wheel, because I don't want to hurt anybody. But anything else you give me to do, I can do. And when these auto drive cars get here, I'm looking to buy one, but they already told me that they're going to make laws that you have to be behind the wheel. They didn't say you have to see behind the wheel. They said you have to have a license. So the license part is what I got to work.
Okay. Well, let me know what side of town you're going to be. I'm going to tell you something. I tend to look for stuff on the floor and behind my back seat. So I'm pretty dangerous and you can't see. So it's definitely an up on our insurance. But okay, so how long were you born, like with visual impairment? Or
No. I was in the Air Force.
Okay.
And after leaving the Air Force, I played soccer for the US Air Force in England.
Okay.
And then I came back here, and I started attending college at UMass Boston.
Okay.
To finish up my degree work, because I did have a chance to do a lot of it while I was in the service from different colleges at different stations.
Okay.
But when I went to UMass to finish up, they wanted me to play soccer for them as well. And I started, and one evening the coach came over after a couple of weeks, and he said, Rich, are you doing any drugs, or you drinking and losing your... I said, no, I don't drink. I don't drug. He said, well, something's wrong, bro. He said, your foot's one place and the ball is another. So I didn't realize that was happening. He said, so you got to go get your eyes checked before you get back on the field. So I did go to get the eyes checked as they directed, only because I couldn't get back on the field without it. Otherwise, I would have just skipped the eyes again. Mm-hmm. So we went and got it checked, and it said, I had some advanced glaucoma, and they wanted to do surgery and blah, blah, blah.
And how old were you?
I was in my 40s, I think about 45 or something like that.
Okay. You was playing soccer at 45?
Well, I stayed physically healthy. I thought I could still, manage the game. So.
Okay. Okay, you could. You could run.
Yeah.
But you couldn't score the goal, huh?
Well, I could if I got in front of the goal long enough.
Oh, okay.
Give me an opportunity.
Okay, so you had the checkup, and was this a gradual thing, or was there some type of...
Actually, the problem started I got diagnosed in 95.
Okay.
And the doctor that I was working with was allegedly one of the best and worked out of Mass General Hospital. And when I saw him, he said, bottom line is you can do nothing and you won't be able to drive your car in a couple years, or you can take immediate action and you'll be able to see your grandkids. Well, I took immediate action. I don't know if I have grandkids then, but they had 5 or 6 progressive surgeries, one after the other. And by 1997, I was totally blind.
Oh, wow.
And I went to Yale University, a doctor there, and he said, Richard, if you believe you have sight or you can see, and he said, it can't all be positive thinking. I hope you got something to base that on. I said, no, Doc, it's just my positive belief that I can see. Mm-hmm. So anyway, he said, if you feel that way about it, go talk to your the new surgeon I had. And the new surgeon did some surgery, and But then about 2 or 3 months after, I was seeing out of my right eye, which I continue to do a little bit today. Today, I just have.
Oh, so you can see me?
No. I can just tell.
I was about to say, why you didn't tell me I was cute?
Listen, listen. You are cute in so many ways. I won't even try to define it. But personality, beauty, charm. Listen, and I heard you're beautiful anyway, so I won't deny that.
Okay, that is the naked truth, the whole truth. Okay,
nothing but the truth.
I'm sorry. No, listen, there's nothing wrong with being confident. Okay,
yes.
As we get older, and you know, I just appreciate this whole meetup. Like, what folks don't know is we've been working together since September. I know the exact date because that's the day the contract is started. September 9th, you know, and here we are 2-3 months in. And I always tell people you never meet a stranger,
True.
You know?
True.
And so just coming in, and I'm a person who, I'm an energy driven person. So I know at first I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think I want to do this. But then as I got to looking and researching, I'm like, oh, somebody trying to play Richard.
And that's... I'm glad you showed up. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because you know, then that's when I was like, 1, 2, 3, ABC. Like, let's handle business here, you know, because God put people in your path for a reason, you know. And although your organization is founded on housing and what's happening in the community, the fact that you don't even focus on this slight bump, you know, in the road, and it hasn't affected you in any way as far as business is concerned.
True.
I thought maybe you were a vampire, though, because we always start the business meetings after 8 o'clock. I'm like, man, I thought, what time frame is he on? I'm ready to shut it down. But then I start at 5 a.m. because, you know, I get to sending them emails like, hey, what's happening here?
Yes.
But yeah, I'm just excited to see what's happening. And if you're just coming in, I want to just say, make sure you guys click the link. We're going to attach it. If you like to go on Eventbrite, look for the Tribute to the Temptations, Grady Harrell, Pat Braxton. It's adopt a grandparent. You know, I seen somebody post that. They're like, hey, it's time to adopt a grandparent. If you got a friend, an older lady in your life, in your community, in your circle, who needs to be celebrated, who's not involved with family members, this is such the place to come. We are going to be downtown at the Fremont Country Club. This is associated with Mattapan CDC. Who were some of the other investors? CFDC?
CFS Realty.
Let me see.
CFS Realty and Management. We have also, I think Webway Travels is one of the companies at webwaytravels.com. We have the National Association of Real Estate Brokers.
Yes.
Region 1. And, you know, it like you said, it's an opportunity. There's so many young people who have time on their hands, you know,
yes.
even with the socializing they do with mates and friends, they still go home at the end of the evening. And we're not talking about those that go home coupled up, but I'm talking about the ones that go home and just hang out and watch TV. And said, you know, give a senior, 30 minutes to that time,
yes.
either with a phone call or a visit. You can lift so many spirits, and then it makes you feel so good about being able to help someone else.
Yes.
And the confidence, just exudes with confidence when people start, being grateful for the time and things
yes.
you do with them. Although that's not the purpose, it just happens automatically.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm doing a call to action out here. I've spoken with a few curriculum coordinators in 2 elderly, I don't want to say nursing homes, but assisted living facilities.
Yes.
And I'm looking to possibly find a reputable transportation company who is willing to assist some of these elderly people from their assisted living communities to have a night out so they don't have to be responsible for driving. So we could just pick up everybody at one time, come out and have a good time. There's not a bunch of walking. You literally, the entrance to the facility is 10 steps off the curb, which is important in Vegas.
So I'm gonna put somebody on the spot now that you open that door. There's a young lady out there. Her name is Brenda Hawkins, and she loves to do things with buses and stuff.
Okay.
So Brenda, this is my call to you personally.
Brenda Hawkins,
Yeah,
we're looking for you.
Yeah.
Tag her, y'all.
Yeah.
Tag Brenda Hawkins. Yes, we would love for you to
Get that
pick
bus
up
in
a few
motion.
of our sharp elders. Come on, grandmas, get your sequence out. But leave that 273 and that white diamonds down. And put that down. Put that down.
Yeah.
We gonna have a little patchouli on the bus. Yes, sir. Please don't come with all that loud perfume.
Yeah.
Come on with your bangles and all that noise.
Come on out and have some fun.
Come on and clap them hands and get to stomping them feet and have a joyous time and come out and celebrate.
To music too that they're familiar with, and so it should not be anything to stand in the way of coming out for a good evening of fun and entertainment. And the beverages are all around the room, whatever you choose for beverage. And I know Connie is kind of a saint, so she's drinking water, but you don't have to. We got some water. We got some water bottles.
Clearly hasn't watched this show before.
We got some water bottles filled with some other things for you.
Let me tell you something. You can't get this sweet and brown without a tincture whiskey, baby. Everybody know Connie's like a little bit of,
Yes.
But I got to be careful what I say on here sometimes. I'm being judged.
Listen, none of us are perfect. We all got a spot or two we can, drop. But, for the rest of folks that are listening, I'm sure they appreciate the talent you bring, the energy you bring, and the enthusiasm and the cause. So
thank you. Yeah, and I appreciate that. And listen, don't slip on us senior citizens. And I'm gonna put myself out there because I get AARP mail with my name on it. Okay, so it's official for me. Okay, I literally get a discount on my insurance because of my age. But let's talk about, off the subject, Grace Jones. I almost said, did you see Grace Jones? But I know you didn't.
In my younger years, the legs and the...
No, Grace Jones just graced the runway like 48 hours, like a few days ago. And when I tell you she looked amazing at 70 years old, and she strutted that dog on runway. So shout out to, listen, the old shows is the cold shows. Okay.
My imagination is running wild.
Yeah, what the Grace Jones you remember is the Grace Jones that's now. She just got like the same haircut, but it grew out a little bit like dreadlocks.
Wow.
So like Climax. Remember how Climax used to be like, somebody slapped me with the side bob. That's how her dreads. So yeah, don't slip on the over 50 crowd. Grady Harrell, listen, y'all don't know nothing about Grady Harrell. This man will sweat his baby hairs, and they sweat on the baby hairs, and they still stay there, okay? And the Memphis Blues, please make sure you drink water, because when Pat Braxton get to singing, that's that good old, what you call it down south? Juke joint. That Memphis Blues. I had to listen to a little bit of Pat Braxton. I said, oh yeah, this is that slow whiskey sipping. And
the neat thing about Pat is she will switch up on you in a minute.
What?
1 minute you're listening to some nice old jazz or blues, and then she'll switch up and roll into what's the pretty girl with the legs that just passed away in Switzerland? What's Rolling on the River? Help me out.
Tina Turner.
Tina Turner. She switch up and hit Tina Turner with you, and all you can do is
move. Lord, listen. Well, if you about to make everybody get up Tina Turner, we're going to have to sign some disclaimers.
We'll need to,
you get to running on the river. Don't hurt yourself out with us, because we need you to get on that bus and make it back to your home.
Safely.
Okay.
We went to the...
Oh Lord, yeah, because you know what it is. You said with the VIP, so there's VIP, there's general admission.
Yeah.
Okay, and what I didn't mention, I told you that the tickets are on Eventbrite. So they are the Tribute to the Temptations or Mattapan, Mattapan, CDC. You can look under both of those searches, and that ticket will come up. And dang, what else was I about to say?
Must be good. We're waiting for it.
Yeah. Because I didn't know. I was like, wait a minute, what about that champagne? We're going to hold that up. We're going to hold that up. Yeah.
Champagne's coming too.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything about that. But yeah. So yeah, definitely. We are very looking forward to you. December 19th at 7 p.m., guys. That is the date. The parking is literally 25 steps. The curb, if you're getting dropped off at the door, from the curb to the door is about 10 steps in. This is totally 37 bad knee friendly event. This is a wheelchair accessible venue. Okay. Because we need to know these things at times.
It is.
No, seriously. Like, I have been on crutches. I have been on a hover round. Everybody know me. I done broke a knee. I done broke an ankle, but I done still went to the concert banged up because I am here for the event. So Brenda, what was her name?
Brenda Hawkins.
Brenda Hawkins. We look forward to chatting with you. Also, if you are a provider and you have a patient, because a lot of young girls are home healthcare aides too.
Yeah.
If there's someone you really want to celebrate, you want them to get out, you want to let their families know, or if they are able to leave and move around on their own, because some people don't live independently, so yeah. I don't know how that works. If you have to buy 2 tickets, it works for us though, So get the caregiver, get a ticket, you get it. Everybody, just make sure you come and show up. Okay. So as we wrap up the show, is there anything that you would like to leave our audience with?
So
Richard,
there's a statement that you hear when you're around the tables or in certain carnival events where kids are playing. Say you can't wish to win, you got to play to win. Put your money up, take your hands back. And I'm going to just say, you can't enjoy this event unless you come, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You can't enjoy it unless you show up.
Yep.
So show up and show out. Let's come on out, enjoy, have a good time. But beside having a good time, we have a community responsibility to look out for each other, to look out for those around you, because you hope that when you get to a point where you need some help, you put enough help in the bank for others that you can pull some help out of the bank and not be sort of worried about being alone and not having support when you need it and so forth. So in order to be able to be in a position like that, you certainly have to make some contributions to the help bank by helping others and sort of looking forward to a time when you may not want to look forward to a time when you need help. But for all of us, as we go along the continuum of time, you're going to need some help, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's real talk. And guess what, guys? If you aren't available December 19th, you can always go to Mattapan CDC site. It is in 501c3 and just donate. Or you could purchase a ticket for someone, and so we can gift it to someone else that you don't even know. Pay it forward to someone. So, I just want to let everybody know that I was like, oh, it's nothing to do out here. No, you don't know the right people. Because when I tell you the Black community is showing up and showing out, shout out to the Black Rodeo. Shout out to the Jackson State Marching Band. Okay. Shout out to the Gremlin. Shout out to Dinner on Blanc. Like, it was a beautiful this month here has really, really been a really busy month for us as a people, as far as celebration, despite everything that's going on, so I'm glad to see that we are finding our people, our communities, in these events. Make sure you just stay tapped in. Follow me. I'm Miss Connie LV at Hot 702.5. But before I end the show, we definitely want to give the Miss E. Carice a big shout out for our new studio. You guys stay tuned because we just get bigger and better out here. It's some new things in the working over here, but we definitely gonna give this young lady an applause over here. And her husband, because teamwork make the dream work. They creating a dynamic building here. I'm just so gracious, and I appreciate just the collaborations. I got my home sliced bread over here, Celeb. He's over here videoing. I got you in the house, Mr. Richard. Phipps Matapan, 501c3, and E. Carice Hot 702.5. And I'm your girl, Miss Connie LV. Make sure you stay tapped in to stay turned on.
It's your girl, Miss Connie, coming to you every Wednesday at 5 p.m., discussing the levels of intimacy. What's your naked truth? Stay tuned in to stay turned on. See you at 5.